What's up, motherfucker?
They met as adversaries.
The fuck was that for?
So, now and then I get asked if I'm one of them animes, if I'm into anime. The short answer is yes, and the long answer is the rest of this video. First up, I think it's a bizarre question to put forth. Asking someone if they like anime is like asking someone if they like music. I think most people like music, it's just something humans dig. Our minds react to it, whether it's pop, rock, metal, rap or whatever. Most people generally like some kind of music. I don't see why people would automatically hate all anime just because it's anime. Me, I like animation. Anime is animation, so generally speaking, I like anime. Now granted, there's a lot of terrible anime out there, just as there is a lot of terrible movies and lots of terrible music. And I reckon when a lot of people ask, do you like anime? They're really saying, do you like Dragon Ball Z? Or, do you like Waifu Harem Part 5? All these schoolgirls love me even though I'm bland as hell. And to that I'd say yes to the former and no to the latter. Dragon Ball Z is weird as hell, but I find it entertaining. Anime about schoolgirls being cute isn't really my kind of thing though. Although, I remember the first time I ever saw Dragon Ball Z, I was in Tobago and it was on TV. I was pretty young at the time and I was wondering what the hell was going on. And to be fair, considering 50% of Dragon Ball Z is just people making like sort of weird grunting, wheezing noises, I think most people would be confused at first. But yeah, DBZ, Dragon Ball Z, whatever. Dragon Ball Z is fun. See, I'm reading this from a script I wrote, by the way, and I wrote DBZ so I wouldn't have to write out Dragon Ball Z, but it occurs to me that whenever I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z, I don't call it DBZ, so I got a bit confused there, as you may have heard. Anyway, it's not the first anime I ever saw. That was Fist of the North Star, which I remember my dad recorded onto VHS, and I was like, wow, I don't know why these people are exploding, but it's cool. Oh look, that guy's spine just collapsed and he sort of blew up. Okay, I was probably like 7 at the time, so I guess that explains that. But yeah, I enjoy anime and I've watched quite a lot. Apparently I started keeping track in 2007, and I've watched a shitload according to this. I'm actually perusing the list now, and of the 130 that I've watched, whether it's like a movie or a series or whatever, I've given 2 of them a rating of 10 out of 10. Those 2 being Eureka 7, or Eureka 7, although they don't say whatever, and the movie Red Line. Eureka 7 is definitely my favourite when it comes to anime, although I really enjoyed Last Exile too. That's where the character from my icon, avatar, whatever is from. It's Dio from Last Exile, and it's a he, Dio's a he. But it's anime, everyone looks like a weird girl or something, whatever. But Last Exile was a very flawed show. Garden of Sinners, Cowboy Bebop, Guardian of the Sacred Spirit, Gintama, Jinro, Fulikuli, there's a lot of good anime out there. Although some of it is much easier to recommend than others. Take Cowboy Bebop for example, it's easy to get into, it's well directed, it has a good dub either in Japanese or English, and it's very Western. And then you have stuff like the Garden of Sinners, which is actually called Kara no Kyokai, but me trying to pronounce Japanese is painful, so I'm gonna say the Garden of Sinners. And yeah, Garden of Sinners is like, sometimes there's 30-minute dialogues that are, well, existential at the best of times, shall we say. I guess what I'm trying to say is, sometimes something is really good, but it's hard to suggest. For example, Dark Souls, I think, is a really good game, but it can be hard to suggest to people because it's not the easiest game in the world. And now, you've probably, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I don't think Dark Souls is exactly a hard game. It's just, it is a game that rewards people who pay attention, and I think a lot of people these days don't play video games to pay attention. They play Call of Duty because it's just fun and kind of mindless shooting of Who the hell are you even shooting in these days in Call of Duty? I've not played, like, in ages. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, so you're shooting robots, probably. I don't know. Is that Kevin Bacon? No, that's not Kevin Bacon. Who is that guy? I must Google it right now. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's not Kevin Bacon. Why am I thinking of Kevin Bacon? That's the guy who was in X-Men First Class. Okay, I'll get back to that later and stop getting off topic, apparently. Where was I? Oh right, yeah. So, some things are good but hard to recommend to people, and other games, not other games, other anime, they're rubbish, but it's really easy to recommend them because it's just entertaining. Like, perfect example, Code, is it Geass or Gaius? Gay-ass? I don't know, Code Geass Season 2, R2, whatever. Perfect example of that. It's complete trash. The plot makes no sense, the dialogue is terrible, the motivations of the characters are nonsensical, rubbish animation, but it's so stupid that it makes you laugh with its like constant ass-pulls. Bleach is kinda like that too, although I kinda have a soft spot for Bleach. I still read the manga even though I don't really understand what's happening, but I like it, even though it's kinda bad at times, and I think I read Naruto. I can't pronounce Japanese things. But yeah, I think I read that through to completion, even though I didn't really like it. But it had its moments, though. The anime of Naruto had some really nicely animated episodes. I think I got like 70 episodes into One Piece before I gave up. It's like 50 million episodes of One Piece, and for such a simple premise, I just couldn't deal with it. Oh, Kevin Spacey, that's it, not Kevin Bacon. Well, it's close enough, I guess. I think that covers most of the popular anime, or at least the popular ones when I was kinda into it. I think these days it's stuff like, Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online and stuff. I thought Attack on Titan had a neat, like, theme song. That was kinda weird, but it was neat. Sword Art Online was, well, the less I say about that, the better. The entire premise was dumb. I thought I couldn't even really stomach an entire episode. A lot of anime is teenage boy wish fulfillment, and so maybe I don't like Sword Art Online because I'm no longer a teenage boy. But when I was watching anime a lot more, I was a teenager, so maybe that's it. But yeah, a lot of anime is teenage boy wish fulfillment. And I suppose your enjoyment from that depends on how much you relate to the teenage boy in question. But in general, I find it a lazy way to pander to your audience without having to bother about writing a realistic or compelling character. Maybe I'll include the list of crap I've watched in the video description, but if you wanted a suggestion of anime to watch, try Gintama and Redline. I do actually get asked that quite a lot. People say, Silvermont or Alex, do you like anime? And sometimes I think they're asking it because they like it, and other times I think they're like, saying like, are you a paedophile? Are you a murderer? Because there is a stereotype of people who watch anime, and I can understand why, seeing as a lot of anime does seem to be about little girls, like, flying around and shit. But, that's why I'm making this video. Because yes, I do like some anime, and some people do ask for suggestions. And I'm not very good at giving suggestions most of the time, I think. Which is why I had to write a script out for this video, cough. But if you like sword fights and all that, you need to watch Sword of the Stranger. Even if you don't like anime, if you like sword fights in, like, films or whatever, you need to watch Sword of the Stranger. As far as I'm concerned, that has, like, the best animated sword fight period, and one of the best sword fights in a film. Not the best in, like, all films, but it's damn good. Me? I've not really been watching much anime the past 5 years or so. Wow, yeah, damn. I just realised it's 2015, but whatever. But right now I'm watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the manga of that being one of my favourites, along with Berserk. And the new adaptation of Fate/Stay Night. Fate/Stay Night. Unlimited Blade Works, which is... it's alright, I suppose. It's It's not amazing, but it's entertaining. Oh, I didn't talk about the the Studio Ghibli movies, whatever. I don't like them. They, to me, and I'm not sort of doing some sort of in-depth critique on them, but to me, Ghibli, whatever that studio is called, their movies just come across to me as Disney clones that people talk about in an attempt to seem smart. Like, oh yes, I like anime, but only the high-class anime, like Spirited Away and stuff like that. And they're not like bad or anything, but it's like an anime version of Atlas Shrugged. And to be honest, if I wanted to watch a Disney movie, I would just watch I'd watch a Disney movie, as long as it's not Beauty and the Beast, because that movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. But yeah, you want a good anime movie studio? Try Madhouse. They made... God, what did they make? They made Redline for starters, which is amazing. They made The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which is good. And Summer Wars, which is good. I would take any of those over Spirited Away and random... Like, we want to be Disney, but... Like... Japanese Disney. Not a fan of that. Anyway, until next time. You take care, and, I don't know. Something anime related. Bye!
I can't believe we're getting our asses kicked by this fucking cripple.